Hello folks, I'm entitling this video, How to Create Positive Change in Your Life. This is for anyone who's stuck or is seeing things in their life that they don't like and they want to have change, but they feel like there's nothing they can do about it, or they're looking for a way out. So to start off, these are my notes here. Start off, I want to talk about vibrational energy first. Now, everything in the universe is made up of vibrational energy which resonates at specific frequencies. Even science has proved this at this point. If everything is made up of this vibrational energy, then that means even your thoughts are made up of this energy as well. And even the words that I'm speaking out of my mouth is a form of vibrational energy. Even your feelings, taste, touch, smell, sounds are just translations of vibration, of another form of energy. So if that's true, then that means your thoughts, your words, and your actions all have power to them to change. I want to share with you a little technique that I did. I've used this technique a lot over the years and it's always worked for me. It's going to help you create positive change in your life. Now, you may have read of a technique like this before in a book or something like that. Maybe in something like Think and Grow Rich or something like that. I found it in that book too. I had done it before I read the book, which was ironic. When I found it, I was like, huh, I was already doing that. So what you do is you take a little card, such as this. This is my card with my terrible handwriting on it. I don't think anybody can read it but me. Or something like this, or a notepad. You can use a book if you want, okay? And you write out the change that you want in your life to see. But you write it as if it's happening right now. So you write out a story as if you're living this story in the presence. So instead of writing as if it's in the future tense, someday this will happen or soon I will. No, don't write that. Instead, write as if you have it now. For instance, let's say you're somebody who is struggling with the job that you have. Maybe you're not making enough money. Maybe you don't like the people who you work with. You're not getting along with them. Your bosses are really hard on you. And you try your best. Or you think you're trying your best at least. Maybe that's part of the problem, is you're not trying your best. But anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So what you can do is, instead of feeling like disempowered and like a victim, as they say, this is going to be the catalyst that will actually change that. Okay? So what you do is take a card, such as this, and just write out in the form of either positive statements or paragraphs of the reality you're living in. So something instead would be like, I love going to work every day. The people I work with are wonderful. I love my boss loves me. I do my very best at my job. Every day I'm excited to go to work. And I make more than enough money for everything that I need. Now that is just an example of what you would write. Now that's an example of statements. So you can either write it as statements or you can write it as a story, like paragraph form and then sentence, period, whatever. Okay. I use both. I use the book method and I use little cards because lost you there for a second. Because cards are a lot, you can carry them with you when you want to. Now here's what makes it more powerful, okay? When you write it out, don't just write it out and put it away, okay? Look at the words on the card or on your book and read it slow and stop on each line, okay? So let's say it was, I love my job, just for example, okay? That's the first line. Read that line, okay, and focus on it. Just read the line. Read it a couple times. Don't move to the next line. What you're doing is you're focusing your mind on that line, okay? And there's a specific energy associated with that. Your mind can translate that. So when you focus on, I love my job, there's a specific frequency that resonates on. So focusing on that line, just read it over again and stop and just look at the words of what that means. Don't think too deeply in it, just feel it. It's a very feeling exercise, feeling the energy of I love my job. Feel what that's like. If you want, you can go into your head and imagine as if you're living it as well, because anything to create the feeling as deeply as possible and as strong as possible, okay? So you read that line and just focus on it. After a few moments, when you feel satisfied, move to the next line then and focus on that one. I love the people I work with. They're fantastic. Focus on that now. If you want, you can even say it out loud. If there's people around, I know how embarrassing that can be, or you might be a little scared to do that. So just either mutter it under your breath or do it when nobody's around. But you don't have to say them out loud. Just read it over and over again and feel and focus that energy. Each line has a specific frequency, a specific energy to it. And each line, when you read it, you're going to feel a little bit different. This is how powerful it is. No matter what state you're in, if you read that statement over and over again, okay, you're going to notice after a few seconds, usually about 15 to 30 seconds, you're going to notice a shift in your physiology. You're actually going to have a shift in your mood. You're going to have a shift in the way you feel. Okay, that's how you know this stuff works. If just reading that line or thinking that thought can make you feel different, that's already powerful enough. Changing the feeling inside of you is what you want. It's the feeling towards it that you want to change. Okay? Now, after you read that, go by line until your story is done. Okay? Could take 5 minutes, it could take 10 minutes, okay? If there's any resistance to it, okay? Maybe there's a specific word that you wrote out that you're not connecting with. Okay, then cross that word out and change it to one that feels better so you can edit the story, okay? Pick a word like, let's say great for some reason didn't connect. Okay, change it to fantastic. Cross it out and write it over, and then use that as your statement in the story, okay? What else am I going to say? Okay, what this is doing is it's changing your vibrational frequency output, okay? So the more often you do this, the faster it's going to happen. The more, it's a consistency thing, let's say. Okay? So this is changing your vibrational frequency. Okay? So you're going to put out a different vibe. Okay? Now, the next time you go to work, not saying there's going to be miracles overnight, but oftentimes that's enough to do it. Just changing that right there and reading it and meditating and focusing on it actually sends out waves of energy into your being and into the world that actually changes your life. Okay? So one thing you can do is, if you really, really want the change, okay, start writing it on cards instead of in books and carry the card with you, okay? So every time you go to the bathroom, pull your card out and read it, focus on it, okay? That's going to just seal it in a little better. You see my little kitty right there? Yeah, he's good. He's a Maine Coon. Beautiful, lovely cat. Okay? So yeah, if you want the change, the more focus and energy you put into it, the faster it's going to work. And the more concentrated on a subject you can make it, the faster it will manifest. Cool. And one other thing, that's just to change your vibrational frequency. That's all I'm going over with in this video right now. So I want you to try this out. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just say, okay, this is the next hottest thing since sliced bread and it's going to change my life, the next big thing. Okay, don't just take it like that. Okay, but try it out. I have used this so many times to create positive change, and it's always the catalyst and the stepping stone. A lot of times it's just 1/3 of it what you need to do, but it works and it gets you going in the right direction. Okay, so yeah, if you want to leave comments on this, I'd appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm sure some of you have heard stuff like this before, but you can never get enough. I can never get enough of this knowledge, this wisdom, I guess, so to say. Well, once you practice it, then it becomes wisdom. Okay? So let me know how it goes, and yeah, have a great night.